Hey, hi, and welcome to A Taste of Fusion. Today, I'm conjuring up yet another iftari menu. I'm starting off with glorious little cucumber boats and a filling of cottage cheese and feta. Delicious and quick. For my main course, I'm taking undercut and I'm roasting it in the oven with a lot of vegetables on the side, and it's going to be really spicy and delicious. It's a great thing to have on your table. It looks like you went to town with extravagance. And for dessert, well, it's a little trifle mix. It's a little banana trifle adorned by strawberries. And for my drink, well, I think something devilish, a little red chili with a little chocolate mixed up with a banana. Well, instead of talking about it, I better go off, pick up my vegetables, get back to the kitchen and get cooking. Right, now to get started with our appetizer, which today are lovely little cucumber boats. Why cucumber boats? Because they're light, refreshing, and you can make a billion of them and lay them out on your table, and they look utterly beautiful. Not to mention they're going to taste phenomenal. Okay, now, but what's my filling going to consist of? Usually I try to mix things up. I think sometimes cottage cheese on its own is very nice, mixed in with a little feta, and that's what I'm going to do today, or make a version of it. So about 4 tablespoons of cottage cheese into your bowl, like so. And then to this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of feta. This is from a packet. You can get it in the market. If you don't want to use feta, just use cream cheese. Just something to merge in with the cottage cheese and give you a different dimension and saltiness. Right. So that's in my bowl. I'm just going to pop that to the side for the moment. Now, I have a bunch of other things that I want to include into this to make my cucumber boats very interesting. And one of those things are olives. Just going to take about 6 olives, and I'm not going to put in that many because it might oversalt the mixture. Just going to chop them up. Mince them quite finely because the cucumber boats aren't that big or that wide, so they have to. Okay, there we go. In that goes, straight in. Next, I have some pears that I've chopped very fine over here, and I'm just going to pop in about 3 teaspoons. Then some lovely artichokes. Again, these are from a tin, because you rarely get them fresh. Tin is fine. Just chop them up finely. And half an artichoke heart will do. In that goes as well. Now for some fabulous spices. Let's put a little kick in there, shall we? 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. Half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, and I'm putting in half a teaspoon of cumin. Now I'm just going to mix it up with my spoon first, mashing everything together. Right, once this is mixed up, I'm going to grab a little bit of parsley, because I think parsley works very well with these different cheeses, and I'm just going to rip it up. Throw in a couple of leaves. Give that a good mix. Squeeze in the juice of a 1/4 lemon. And simply mesh it all together. Fuse it. And that's it. You're pretty much done. Now all you have to do is get your peeler or your scoop, halve a cucumber, like so, and then just scoop out the seed bit. Why? Because that's very watery, and you want to create this lovely boat which will look utterly fantastic. There we go. Now with your spoon or your hand, just fill up the space with your mixture. Try to keep it in the center and not onto the side so it looks neat. There we go. It's super fast, super easy, and we're done with the appetizer. Now it's time to move on to the main course. Okay, now for our main course today, which is a roast. It's not an everyday roast. It's a lovely entrecote beef roast basically, but I'm going to fuse fruit in it. I'm going to use a lot of different spices, and I'm going to make it really, really delicious. First things first, I'm just going to pop my bowl here and take out the chuck of the undercut. Now, undercut usually is long, and that's the fillet bit. This is the top end, which people don't necessarily eat, and it gets left over, or you use it in a stir fry, but this is a really, really good piece of meat. Now, all I'm going to do to it is take my knife and just stab it. And that's quite great because it's such a wonderful piece of meat. Your knife goes straight through. I'm leaving all the fatty bits on because they will melt in the oven and create a lovely sauce. I mean, you know, all the juices that'll come out will be based on that. Now, I'm going to get my oven dish and ever so simply just lay it in there. Right, now for the spices. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder onto the meat, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Next, I'm going to get some extra virgin olive oil and pour on about 1.5 tablespoons. And this is just to oil the meat. I'm going to rub the spices into the skin. Now this is one end. I'm going to flip it over and do exactly the same to the base. So, the meat has now been seasoned. What am I going to put alongside it? Well, I thought, how about some apples? Now, you don't necessarily think that apples and roast go together, but these red apples are fantastic with beef, and they will taste utterly delicious. They give out a sweetness and a tang, which the meat takes in, and they mingle with the meat's juices. So, about 2 to 3 apples around the meat. Make sure there's a little wall, as if to protect all the juices that come out. My fortress has been created. And now into my fortress, I'm going to pour about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil around the sides. I'm going to throw in a splash of rice vinegar. And then around the sides, about 2 tablespoons of balsamic, but not onto the meat. I want this to go onto the apples. But we're not done yet. Then I've got 2 onions that I've halved, and I'm just going to pop them in just to add something extra, and some lovely slices of ginger. So about 1 tablespoon of ginger on top of the meat. And here I have some lovely carrots that I've again halved and quartered lengthways. Just add to the lovely retinue of vegetables going into this dish. And finally, some feta cheese onto the sides. About 3 tablespoons in all, but broken onto each side evenly. Squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. And we are ready to pop this into a preheated oven at 180 degrees. Right, so that's in the oven for a good 25 to 30 minutes, and now I'm going to make dessert. For dessert, I've just got my pan over here and everything's going into one pan, so it's a great blitz dessert. Super fast, super quick. For that, I've got about 2 bananas sliced up into my pan. There you go. On top of that, I'm going to pour in 4 tablespoons of cream. I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of sugar. I have about 3 teaspoons of cottage cheese left over, so I'm just going to pop that in as well. Then I'm going to throw in a pinch of red chili. and about 100 grams of butter. I'm going to crumble in 2 slices of pound cake, and then I'm going to fry it up. Okay, now for this dessert. It's very, very simple. I'm going to heat up everything in this pan and then layer it with a little bit more pound cake, some strawberry syrup, and some cream in a glass. It's super fast and it's very easy to make. And of course, one always has these things lying around. It is utterly and delectably delicious though. Okay, so just very quickly mush all these things together. Okay, so the butter is melting. And the pound cake is melting too. And the minute you smell the aroma of the cottage cheese come up, you know you're on to a winner. Now the aim is here to brown the pound cake. So as soon as you start smelling that lovely sweetness of sweet bread basically hitting you, you know that you're almost done. And bananas are very, very easy. They're really high on energy, and they're very easy to cook and break down, and they're perfect and sweet. And of course, if you don't like bananas, use any other fruit, like mango, peach. They're very good alternatives. All right, our goop is almost ready. The bananas have started secreting their stickiness, and their glutinous nature is coming out. So, bring everything to the center, and we are done. We just turn the heat off, but very, very quickly, because I want this fantastic marbled effect to go through. I'm just going to take a little of the banana pound cake and pop it into my glass, and then pour in some fantastic strawberry syrup and layer a strawberry in it. Then cover it up with some more on top. Right, so that's it. I'm done with dessert. And now I'm going to quickly make my drink. Now, my drink. I was racking my brains wondering what should I make today, because I like having something that's absolutely new and refreshing every day at Iftari. So today I thought, well, what do I have left? Looking around, I thought some bananas. So let's pop the banana into this. Then I was thinking 1 teaspoon of sugar, just to sweeten it up. Although it's pretty sweet on its own. Then about 4 tablespoons of cream, because I think cream and bananas go beautifully well together, and they make a fantastic milkshakey-esque drink. Okay, so 4 tablespoons of cream. Then I thought, oh look, I have this fantastic red chili here. I wonder how that'll taste. So I'm just going to take very little, small bit of it. I just want a little kick of this fresh red chili. And I'm going to pop it into my little blender bowl. Then I thought, chocolate. I'm just going to take a couple of slices of chocolate, like so. And this is a lovely dark cooking chocolate. Just going to use my knife and slice it through. Technically, I should have heated it, but I think this should do the job. And I'm just going to pop that in, and that was about 2 tablespoons worth. In that goes, like so. Now, further to that, I am going to add in about 400 mils of milk. And now I'm simply going to blend it up. Give it a good mix. And time to blitz. And there we have it, my killer banana, chocolate and chili drink. Now I have to plate up immediately because I'm out of time. Right, so I'm done creating my rather delicious menu, and if I have to say so myself, I can't wait to eat it. That's also because I'm really hungry today. But I thought something nice, cool and refreshing after my very, very warm day, and what better than these lovely cucumber boats. And they're filled with cottage cheese, with a little feta. I put a little pear in there, you know, to give a sweetness and a little bit of crunch. And they're so easy to make. You can make one for yourself, or you can make 12 dozen for a billion guests that pop in at the last minute. And of course, you know, spice it up a little bit. You can add a little mustard into this, you know, to give it a warmth. Cucumber boats are a great hit with everyone, and don't they just look utterly beautiful? Moving on to my main course, something that I love, and that is roast beef steak. Now, what I did was I took the chuck end of the undercut, which is a bit that we usually keep for frying, and you know, the one that we don't really look at with that much love. So what I did, I spiced it up. I, you know, gave it a lovely coating of all these different spices, and I put it in the oven with some feta, some onions, some carrot around the sides. So vegetables and fruit fusing together, giving all these phenomenal juices coming together in a dish of roast beef. And of course, if there's tons left over, use them in sandwiches. Utterly delicious. Moving on to my dessert. That is something that I can't wait to dig into. It's basically a banana trifle. Well, a banana strawberry fusion trifle, and it's a fusion version of it. It's not actually the way trifle is made, but a little pound cake, a little cream, some sugar, blend it together, and it's, you know, it's very easy. That's what I want to emphasize on today, is that from the cucumber boats to the main course to the dessert, it's super, super fast. You can put all these things together in less than half an hour if you have guests dropping in. Then finally, my drink, and I think I must be thirsty because I'm losing track, and all I want to do is get into that. It's this chocolate chili banana shake. A little bit of milk, a little bit of cream, a little red chili, and I definitely, one thing you must remember, don't choose a very strong chili. The red variety of the larger kind, they're a bit bland and they go well. All they do is they give a slight little kick at the end. You know, if you're a little sip at the back of your throat, and that's perfect and goes so beautifully well with chocolate. I mean, the South Americans did that for billions of years, so why not us over here? So that's a phenomenally great drink, and of course, kids love chocolate. It's super easy and super quick. Now, I think I'm just repeating myself again and again. Again, the emphasis. Iftari should be super fast. Cucumber boats, a great and easy entree. Roast beef, phenomenally good, huge for guests. People love it and it looks beautiful as well. The trifle, again, kids will love it. You can use different fruit in there, so you can be very adventurous when you're doing your fusion cooking. And your drink, chocolate chili banana shake. Now I'm gonna go out, get stuck into it, and I suggest you do the same. Right, so now I'm going to stop talking about all of this. I'm going to go outside and get stuck in, and I suggest you do the same. Remember, if you want to see me fuse something or have any comments, write in on fusion@dawnnews.tv. From myself, till next time, take care.